Merci beaucoup, Monsieur le Vice-président. Vraiment, c'est un grand plaisir d'être ici, justement, à l'occasion de la Journée internationale des femmes. Excellencies, 30 years ago, the incredible mobilization, wisdom, and expertise of feminist movements and women's rights organizations culminated in the adoption of the Beijing Declaration and Platform for Action. And it has led to significant progress for women, girls, and societies more broadly. More than 160 countries passed laws to address domestic violence. The number of women in parliaments around the world has more than doubled since that declaration. And 50 million girls have been enrolled in schools globally since 2015. Much of this progress is thanks to countries that have championed this cause, both at home and abroad. And it is also very much thanks to human rights defenders, women human rights defenders from all regions of the world who have struggled at great personal cost for the basic freedoms automatically afforded to men. This courage, solidarity, and determination must inspire us all, because we still have a long way to go to achieve the transformational change that is needed for women everywhere. Discrimination against women remains pervasive in our societies and our systems of governance, manifesting itself across all spheres of life. Every 10 minutes, one woman is killed by an intimate partner or family member, while cases remain largely underreported and insufficiently prosecuted. It alarms me to see growing limitations on the rights of women to make choices about their own bodies, and as a result, denying them control over their lives. Online harassment affects almost 6 out of every 10 women and girls, and it often escalates into real-life threats. There are unprecedented levels of hate, demonization, and arbitrary restrictions on the rights of LGBTIQ+ women, particularly transgender women. My office has just issued a report documenting that women's significant contributions to care and support work remain largely unpaid or underpaid. Globally, women spend 2.5 more hours per day than men on unpaid care and domestic work, which deepens the gender poverty gap. And this work is also not counted when it comes to calculating the gross domestic product. Only 30% of UN member states have ever had a woman head of state or government. At current rates, it will take roughly 5 generations to close the gender pay gap. Distinguished delegates, these are not random or unconnected facts. Weakening, denying, or dismantling women's rights are part of entrenched power dynamics which benefit from maintaining a system of dominating and subjugating half of the world's population. This old playbook reinvents itself in new shapes and forms. It's being used and manipulated in political debates, or it reveals itself in empty promises that distract from doing the hard work that is needed to achieve equality. Structural discrimination against women and girls must be dismantled piece by piece in order to make way for a governance model based on full parity across all spheres of life. Full gender parity helps us build sustainable, inclusive economies and strengthens them. Women are disproportionately affected by the climate emergency, so their experiences hold crucial lessons for how to develop sustainable climate policy, including on climate finance. Including women in the design and rollout of new technologies is essential to avoid bias and build gender equality into the algorithms that rule our digital lives. On these and other issues, the voices of women in all their diversity, indigenous women, women with disabilities, older women, women from racial, religious, or ethnic minorities, and from the LGBTIQ+ community are vital. This year we also mark the 25th We mark the 25th anniversary since the adoption of Security Council Resolution 1325, which is about women, peace and security. We must recommit to it and ensure women's equal and meaningful participation in political processes across the conflict spectrum, because women's participation makes peace more durable. And I always find it shocking to see when there are peace negotiations or peace talks that most of those images have only men in them. States must step up efforts to adopt or strengthen laws and policies to counter gender-based discrimination and ensure accountability for violations ranging from gender-based violence to sexism and misogyny. Defending and supporting women human rights defenders and women's organization is a vital piece of these efforts. All of society has a stake in the protection and promotion of the rights of women and girls. And the corporate sector also needs to seek and to take active measures to increase the number of women leaders in decision-making roles. After all, we know that this makes businesses more sustainable. Social media platforms also have a major role to play by regulating online hate speech and moderating content effectively. This can help women feel much safer to speak out, and it enriches our information ecosystem. Finally, we must invest in education based on the universal values that we all share to enable children and young people to deconstruct the patriarchy and broader power dynamics. The support of men and boys is vital. They must denounce harassment and misogyny and call for full equality. We cannot stop pushing, advocating, striving and investing until we have achieved equality. We stand in solidarity with women everywhere. Thank you.